All right, guys, welcome in Friday, July 18th. Here's our Inner Circle weekly recap. There's opportunities. We'll also go ahead and take them as well. It's Friday, July 18th, 2025. I'm your host, Gerardo G. Money Pius, and welcome to the session. Right, as always, right? There for educational purposes only, and any trade idea or suggestion is trade at your own risk. We'll go over these charts here before we close out. A quick some updates and announcements for us as well. I've been getting some messages from some of you guys that you're subscribed but don't have access to FIBO, so we got to make sure we get that locked in and and ready to go. Um, I I did send a message earlier, like because some people were messaging me about that, and I didn't get a reply just yet. I just assumed that it got fixed, but some of you guys are still not don't have the feeble ready, so definitely got to check that out. All right, y'all, welcome in. Today I'm looking for gold buys. I would say that Wednesday and yesterday was a little shaky, especially with that Trump news that he was he drafted a letter that that he was supposedly wants to fire Powell, and they just made this crazy move to the top side, and then actually floated back down, and then it bought back up. Right. In hindsight, all the moves are always there. In the hindsight, like, oh man, I should have done this, I should have done that, etc. And the whole thing is executing and taking the opportunity if you see it with the risk that you got that we want. Okay, perfect. I was about Miss Iris just sent me a message. I was about to ask her if she was okay. I haven't seen her this week, and I'm glad to see her message just now. But yeah, I mean everything in this area here is a buying zone. I do see gold continuing back up. I mean the impulse of New York of the last 17 hours is bullish. I mean the only thing right that can kind of give us a pullback is we still got some juice in the tank. We know it's only moved 294 pips during the New York session. And the only thing that's kind of unsettling is that if this is the impulse from top to bottom, okay, if that's the impulse and it just simply did a what's it called? A complex pullback, which at the same time it's a harmonic. But at the same time, too, right? That doesn't mean that it's always going to go all the way down to that take profit, right? This is a bearish pattern, which could give us a deeper pullback to then buy back up. So, I mean, if there is some selling volume from this area, right? I mean, we still got the 50% of the last 17 hours to keep price up. The box system is bullish on the 5 minute, on the 1 hour, and on the 2 minute chart. So, you know, it could try to balance out the entire 2 hours, excuse me, 2 minutes, excuse me, 2 minutes, and around 33.48-ish. And then from there, find its opportunity to buy. But, given how things are looking right now, it could be very well like last Friday, where it took a little while for it to buy back up. But again, though, once this pip counter gets to about 400 pips, that's a good area to take profit. And that's exactly what I have over here, guys. Okay. Um, the SMT max out, this is 400 pips right here from low to top. Okay, so from down here to the top, it's a $40 change, which is 400 pips. If we're buying, anywhere near that is good to take profit. Okay, anywhere near that is good to take profit. And it's just a matter of getting in position. So I do like the buys still. We were hoping that price just would take off that from that first touch. Sometimes it needs a little bit of extra volume to really pump back up. But other than that, guys, how's everybody's week been? Hopefully, everybody had a good week. It was shaky. We had a great Tuesday, shaky Wednesday, and then yesterday as well. The technical setup was to sell. The momentum was there. It just price decided to turn around. And again, it's because of this number here. I was kind of wanting it to get to 450 yesterday to then look for the buys, but taking notes that once you're at 400, you know, we may be able, we have to kind of just, put pause on the sales. So look, this was yesterday, guys, at 7:55 in the morning, 8 o'clock. Okay. It's a bearish system, right? We're at 425. Okay. I thought we were going to touch the 78% and then go up, right? So I was kind of like, okay, we can get a few pips here, sell it, and then buy it. But once we're at that 40 for gold, once we're at that 400 plus area, um, it's it could reverse, and it always usually reverses back to where at least 50% of that 5 minute medium box. Okay, and there's plenty of pips right there, opportunity. It's 20 something dollars, 200 pips, and it sure did that. Okay, now granted, there wasn't really the best confirmation there to buy. Okay, again, hindsight is 2020. I see opportunity all over the place now uh, to buy this. Let's say right here, that is the 50% of it is green line. And if we go to the 2 minute chart, knowing that we're maxed out, let me go ahead and hide indicators. Here's what the flip zone scenario can come into play, right? We have a drop base drop here. Okay. If this supply zone does not sell, my friend Kevin and I, we call this a diamond cutter play. I guess this is a wrestling term, right? Like that. The supply will work. If not, it'll become a flip zone. It wanted to work. It broke it. It retested it, and then from there, it went to the green line. So that's how we should have played it yesterday, given the fact that we were at 425 in range. We created a very low supply zone that got flipped, and then that would have been the play to the top side. The system did not turn blue here. It turned blue very, very late. You see, it was still red on the 2 minute chart. It did not turn blue until a very, very long time. Even the 17, the first warning did not come until there. There is the warning, the full warning, and we're already kind of halfway there. So it was a little tricky yesterday. The only thing that we had in our favor was potentially buy low area, using this area and then taking it to the top side. Okay. Moving on here, let's see. And let's kind of quickly analyze the what's it called? The that Wednesday move. Okay. We did take out the previous daily low, and price just did not want to trend from there. Okay. On the 5 minute, the system was still bearish. If there's anything here that would bring price back up, is that the 1752 and the 204, they are in a bearish momentum, right? They're in bearish momentum. But you see how the midpoints are so close together? It just doesn't work very well when that happens. Now, at this point right here, this high is about to fall off, and therefore the 17 is going to start the trend. So let me get the candlesticks to the edge. There we are. Okay. After here, right, the green midpoint should start pushing price down. But again, if it doesn't do that, and if the midpoint gets below the candlesticks, that's a first signal that that price can start And there he goes, right there. Okay. That's the first thing, like, okay, you know what? We gotta pay attention to reverse this. Let's close any cells. And even so, I think we had like a selling zone from up there within like an hour. Look at that, y'all. This is just big time price movement within that small period of time, like less than an hour. It moved 500 pips to the top side. 580, way too maxed out. Remember what's a threshold? Like 450, and price just dropped. So if anything, anything up here would have been pretty decent just to kind of like scalp a sell just simply because of that range. Okay. Just a quick little notes there, since you guys have access to that system. This is how we want to come to the trades every time when the last 17 hours are around 300 pips. That's a good, healthy price action. You look for the impulse, wait for the pullback, and at least to give us some opportunity to the top side. The top side. Dynamo, anything you want to add there, man? I know you always got good feedback on the boxes, what I just mentioned.
Oh yeah, it's all looking good. I see the pullback. It had the big impulse to pull back to the 236. Nearly touched the 382. And yeah, I'm looking for that 33 or 3380, 3370, somewhere in there. I think 30, yeah, that whole zone right up. So that'd be the 618. If you put the 618 as a negative 618
On this
as
extension?
on that extension, yeah.
Alrighty.
I think that's kind of like the SMT, pretty close.
Yep, pretty close.
And
So
probably the negative 382 would probably be the right zone for sure. Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
And then I'm just now seeing your question there. I did kind of went through it, but I'd like to go over it again one more time. So remember, I take the sessions, right? The sessions indicator. This is for gold, right? But let me do bring this up here because this is important to really analyze it. Okay. Um, I have a daily range of the last 21, excuse me, I have an average of the last 21 days. Okay. Daily and New York are the ones that I mainly care about. The daily range is usually at 440, and then the New York is about 300. So this number here, if you don't, so it's part of the Ichimoku 3.0 indicator. Okay. And it's right here, the pip counter. It's right there. Okay. So this number here is actually the big box on the 5 minute time frame. Okay. Is the big box on the 5 minute time frame, which is always taking into account the last 17 hours. Let me see if I can hide this. I don't think I will be able to like the way I want to. No, you can't. But anyways, this number here is always taken into account the last 17 hours. Okay. So if I go, like, we know that the box system only works on the 5 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, and 1 hour. Okay. The SMT box system. But this pip range here, let's say I go to the 10 minute chart, right? Well, the box system erases, it's gone. But this little number here, uh pip box color, I have it camouflage right now. If you increase this there it is. There goes the box. Let me color it. Let's color this lime green just for visual purposes. And if I go back to the 5 minute time frame, is basically the big box. Okay, so last 17 hours. Now here's the neat thing about this. If we go to the 15 minute time frame, it's only keeping track of the last 17 hours. That's why this pip counter stays at 297 on all time frames. If I go to the 4 hour time frame, same thing, 296. So that 17 number has become a staple number for us to review and analyze. So So we have the what do we have? Yeah, we have the daily range. We have the New York range as well, and the 17 hours. So when the last 17 hours is challenging the entire day at 400 pips, that's too stretched out. So now, simply because we're at 296, I like the buys to continue. It's just a matter of how much pullback we get before we go back up, right? And this range is only taking into account the low and the high, because there's pip movement there, there's pip movement there, and there's pip movement there. It's not taking into account this. It's only taking into account the low and the high. And yeah, so what I like to do is simply just you can completely turn it off or keep it very low, so you can kind of hang out in the background, just kind of like a light visual. But it's always good to know, in my opinion, right, kind of how those last 17 hours look on different scales. And that's where we're at. Okay, that is where we're at. So we got the market. Uh, I wouldn't say cornered, but boxed in, right? Boxed in on data. And today I still think that we can push back up a little bit more, but it won't let itself. All right, so I'll put an alarm up here. Let me speculate on the pairs, and then we'll go over to the few updates and announcements that I have. Get your thoughts on it as a group, and then we can move on. Yeah, I am holding some buys here, guys, in this area, 33, 52, 51. It is 23% of the impulse. It's also a 1 hour rally-based rally, and we'll see if it pumps back up. I think if we can establish ourselves just above this little drop-based drop right here. Let me put the alarm actually there. It will give us confirmation, and these lows will hold. Okay, and these lows will hold. I got the alarm right there. Víctor, ¿cómo estamos? What's the next? Oh yeah, let's see what else is how everything else is moving. We can go from here. Finally corrected this. 57. Yeah, so like the averages for other pairs or even the DXY, right? It does change, but the daily average is kind of our guide, right? So let's go to GPUSD. So GPUSD is this pip range is different, right? They all have different pip ranges per day. So the daily range is 93, okay, and it's currently moved 65, which is the same pip movement of the last 17 hours. New York has only moved 30 pips, so this could be one where GBP/USD continues up. We have plenty of room, guys. Let's see if it moves about 93 per day. We'll use the last 17-hour low. GBP/USD can get us to at least 1.35. 1.35. Perfect. Okay, there it is. So we always ask ourselves, right, where is price going? Based on this impulse right here, and in this correction, there's a good area to consider entries. We can take it back up. Okay, so if we enter, let's say at 50%, from 50% to the top side, that's about a 56 pip move, right? So how much does that pay us? Well, if price moves 56 pips, right, and you put a full standard on it, well, you make $560 for the day if it completes that movement, right? It's all about knowing how to multiply your numbers, right? Um, and then again, though, right, is how much drawdown will you allow to give yourself? How much is 560 compared to your account? Is that 50% of it? Is that only 1%? And so forth. That's one way to manage it. Now, so if this is the low down here, and then this is the high up here, and we can measure that movement from low to high, like so. And obviously the 50% is where the 50% is at. Now we could potentially find, just further change time frames, but only focus on from that dot to the right. Okay. That dot to the right. And I am just looking for the ETM candles or some kind of candlestick that would allow me to put an entry. This is catching my attention. A lot of times price wants to come back to the open of a previous candle and then buy. Okay. So that's that blue line. I'm gonna put here 4-hour open. All right, let's go to the 2-hour. How do those candlesticks look? So we have 4 consecutive 2-hour bullish candles. Right below the 4-hour open, we have this rally-based rally. Equilibrium zone to buy. 45-minute, we have another there. 30, 20. Not the best price action there for like ETM scenarios, but long story short, I like the 4-hour open. The 4-hour open is right around the 61%. Okay, one second, Diana. The 4-hour open is around the 61%. So to me, that if we can get down here, that's a good entry. Maybe we can put our stop loss at the 78 or just be more conservative and put it down there. And then we take it to the extensions or to the maxed out based on the averages. All righty, guys. So this is an entry to stop loss of 26 pips. And then obviously the reward is 60 pips. Okay. And then we turn on the back to box system. We're in line with momentum. So I do like that as a potential setup in between the 50 and the 61%. Okay. Let me turn on gold here on my iPad. All right. Just I've seen Anico that price likes to come. It likes to pivot at the open of the 4-hour and it likes to pivot on the open of prices, but there's more resistance or support starting at the 4-hour. 4-hour daily and weekly. Okay, 4-hour daily and weekly. So yeah, hopefully I answer your question there. So this one, Deanna, this calculator over here. So I have mine, right? The proper lot size calculator from the ETM candles. But this one, it was an indicator that was shared to me, and it just simply called pip value by FX360 Thailand. And is this one right here. I like this one because for starters, if you put one pip in one lot size, it'll give you the dollar, it'll give you the value of per pip per standard lot. And that is very beneficial. This that taught me a few things, guys. And let me just kind of go into that teaching moment of this. We're just focusing on this box back here at the bottom. So in the past, right, it's like I remember we used to align pairs. Let me see if I have it right here. I used to line up pairs based on USDs. Like I put all the USDs in one cluster. I put all the yens in one cluster, etc. But now I line everything up based on the quote. Okay. And I realized that all pairs pay the same based on the quote. So if I go to gold, one lot pays you $10 per pip. If I go to GBP USD, same thing. Euro USD, same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Y'all see that? So every pair that ends with the USD quote pays exactly the same. What's the difference? The volatility, right? Gold can move 200 pips in a day, while AUD and ZD only moves 20. Make sense? Now all the euros, the euro JPYs, excuse me, all the JPYs, they vary. But see, they pay 6.7 per pip, and that's pretty consistent per pair. You guys see that there? And then the cats, they pay 7.29. So long story short, if you line them up this way, these are just, I don't really mess with the AUDs anymore, the NCD chips or nothing like that. The chips actually pay way more. See, the chips actually pay $12.50. They pays more. Anything with the chip pays more. But again, though, it's all our lot sizes. It's all about lot sizes. Yeah, so that's but I like this because of that reason. It allows you that, and then from there, it's like, okay, I am looking today for 50 pips. I want to make, let's say I want to make um $250. All right, what lot price should I use? Let me see. If I put a 0.15, that's 75. Let me put a 0.30, that's 150, 0.5. I'm just putting numbers here for now. All right, there it is. If I put a 0.05, sorry, 0.5 every 50 pips, I want to make $250. All right, guys. And that's just good ways to know numbers. Yeah, Nico, I did drop yeah, I did drop that. I only now just look at gold, Euro USD, and GU. The yen pairs, I look at them together because a lot of times, you know how we get stuck with the USD correlation. So I've noticed that if the yen correlation is together, ignore what USD is saying right here, right? And that's also, yeah, I trade these together, right? And so if they're all three are dropping, that's a strong yen. And then I usually go for USD JPY or GJ. I kind of stopped trading CAD JPY. No, I don't even look at those. Gold is moving so many pips right now that I'm not even looking at those at all right now. As far as the PIP calculations for those are a little bit different. It's a little weird. Um, I don't think the same rules apply, but yeah, I stopped looking at those. When gold starts slowing down, I may use those, but no. But these pairs also everything works the same, right? Everything works the same with the analysis. Like for example, here US 30 on the 1 hour time frame, the momentum has shifted. We created a warning two. So, this could be the start of an impulse, and we may get a pretty deep correction before it actually turns around. Again, they'll see, look how the pips are way off compared to, how it looks over there. Is just, yeah. All right, guys. But yeah, I like the GU setup. Maybe Euro USD will be the same thing. It's just a matter of, where price will be going. Okay. Guys, let's see. So we're waiting for gold to pump up. That's part of the being patient. It's not always being patient for your entry. It's being patient to let price cook, right? Let price cook. And it's been at the entry zone. I guess so. I'm gonna leave us here. Go to our announcements and updates. Let me just readjust the alarm there and kind of go. All right. So yeah. So for the most part, guys, obviously we are kind of like now we're in with the Yes Academy, with the COC community with Cesar Munoz. I am in a good place when it comes to, my main thing is I'm a trader first, educator second, close second, right? And then everything else follows from there. Um, Me being part of a community with Caesar and just having them run a few things that I don't need to run does give me the freedom to really just focus, on trading, really do focus on teaching. So that's why I mean that I'm in a good place, right? Um, and obviously we have some troubleshooting questions that are important, and but again though, right? It's I want to create a culture or a community that when somebody joins, right, we have something like a formality established for them, like a handbook booklet, uh, to kind of set the tone, set the foundation, and people can, learn at their pace with proper instructions, and and then from there use the chats for support and help, and in the live sessions they have access to them and so forth, right? So I couldn't do that, um running the trade circle and just creating the indicator. So I think I think I took a leap forward creating this indicator because it really does help me trade and teach at the same time. um keeps me focused. So that's a priority to me because if I don't if we're not teaching at during the New York session, there really isn't an opportunity. And if I decide to only trade, you guys don't get enough some signals or anything. So that's really good there in my opinion. So what I'm working on now after this box system is now that it's complete to a way that liking, I am really focusing on, okay, how can when we bring people into the community, right? I want to make sure that we have a good foundation established for them so they can, know exactly what to do. I think that's one of the main things that this new era of technology. Let me go ahead and just stop share for a second. I think this new era of technology, the way the iPhone technology treated us. It's like we get an iPhone, they don't give us a user manual, right? They just say, here, figure it out, type of thing, right? Like there is no user manual for iPhones or anything nowadays. It's just figure it out. If there are instructions, they're online, and so forth, right? So scan the QR code and go and then figure it out. But I think all of us, I've been saying this to a few people. Technology is evolving. Technology, um, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Technology multiplies very fast, and it multiplies much faster than we. I think I think all of us here are still. We all come from that old school education. Maybe not Tommy. So Tommy's in China right now. Where it's like we're old school. Give me a book. I need to read an actual hard copy. I need a website with good information so I can follow through. And this whole chat system is perfect, but it's not the best, right? Because it gets crowded in those chats, right? And what's it called? So I think we're used to that, and or at least I'm still used to that, and I think most people are, right? Most people are. It's like, okay, we definitely gotta create a, or I gotta create a like a landing page, also just to have that information readily available, and I've been working on that through through some help. Let me show you guys here. Let me go to this website real quick. Where's it at? Where's it at? So a few things that I'm working on. I'll share my screen here shortly. It's just the code. Oh, yeah. So I am creating like a landing website for myself just to kind of just put out there who I am. But at the same time, I think I'm gonna give in and use Discord to to kind of help me with the community. But at the same time, where's my Discord? All right. So yeah, I'm working on a Discord there to have it host the trade lounge, be able to host this inner circle group there, have information about the academy, okay, and then just some extra resources there. All right, so I'm still working on this. I got a little calendar right here that I kind of created so you guys are aware of the schedule that I have. You can actually now on Discord add events and add them to your calendar just for easy there. But yeah, for the most part, I'm probably gonna move everybody to Discord just to kind of get organized there. And I visited. I don't follow many. These are two communities out there that caught my attention, and I was just kind of getting some ideas from them. I kind of like the way they were organized, and I got some ideas from them. Obviously, I'll make sure I give them credit, right? Because you know, you can't come up everything by yourself. But I'll have some resources down here, rules, the link to the website, my Instagram and calendar, some additional education. But one of the biggest things that I've always been that's important, right, is like obviously I work for the Yes or Yes Academy, okay? And I want to make sure that when people join, they know exactly what to do, at least 70, 90%. All right, so I did create, let me, where's my Notion at? Yes, I did create something like this. Hold on. this it? No, because with trading, things are all over the place. You guys know that how tough. There's just so much information out there that how do you organize it, right? Where do you organize? That's the thing. Where do you organize it? Do you put it on the website? Do you put it in the chat? Do you put it in school? Do you put it in WAP? It's just a lot. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people who really, really want to learn in trading, they come in and just things are splattered all over the place, right? I can't even find the stuff that I was working on right now. Hold on. I think this is it. No, this is not it. Hold on. Second. Okay. Yeah, I didn't erase it by accident. Oh, there it is. Yay, there it is. Okay, perfect. This is it right here. So my plan is this. So when you go to the Discord, okay, you go to the Trading Academy here, and I'm just gonna have just simply one link right there. Okay, this link will take you to this roadmap, right? You click on the roadmap, and then it will take you here. This is just one digital web page where it's a roadmap to success, and it's broken down, like in I believe in 3 steps. You're on board, 4 steps. You're onboarding. This is what's going to be covered in there, right? Your trading course. This was going to be covered in there. The trading course beginner, excuse me. Your trading course intermediate, which I am going to break it down on my own and make call it just FIBO, right? And then last but not least, right, trading course advanced, which is my stuff, right? But you'll simply start right here, COC Life onboarding. Okay. Now again, the company itself is updating the website. They're doing their own thing to create a better customer experience. But I'm a little bit different because I'm actually a trader as well, right? And the educator, so I have to kind of take a different angle. Um, and then here, but yeah, so when you want to do the onboarding, you simply click here, and it'll take you to the onboarding to that, right? So welcome to COC Live, your onboarding checklist. What is COC Live? You just read it there. You can register for free, choose your subscription, access and navigate your products. There they are. There they are. Forex Basic. What's Forex Basic? What is Forex Plus? What's it going to give access to? And then once you're done, at the very end, it'll take you back to the beginning. You guys see that? So this is how it used to be back in the day. Remember, every website, every platform used to have like, it's a lot of reading material, but at least is there, right? At least is there. And like most importantly too, like if we go back over here, let's say we just signed up to Forex Basic, right? So what do you have access to right there? What do you need to do now? Start the course inside your dashboard, the free course, join the Telegram groups, you know, and so forth, right? Forex Plus, okay? So I signed up for Forex Plus. What do you have access to? You have access to the trading courses, the beginner, intermediate, advanced. You have private trading via Telegram, the live trading sessions. You should have access to recordings, the weekly trade ideas, and people should be in there as well, right? So those are little things right there that it's just more of a guide that I am working with someone to help me, and and go from there. You want to learn about FIBO? Well, here obviously this will all be inside of the website, but at least the instructions. We have a user manual right next to us, right? A user manual right next to us, just so we can be there. And then from there, right? And so, Nico, this is gonna be not Nico, excuse me, Anna, excuse me. This is gonna be. I want to put it inside of the website. Obviously, I don't have full control of that. They are working to improve some things, but for now, at least our group will have that. Okay, or at least for our group, we'll have that as a guide. And then I think if we do a good job and find some success, we'll have a testimonial to say, hey guys, this is working really good for our group. Let's implement it in the website because it's only going to help the community out, right? Like people follow along and we can easily translate it. But for us, right, we will be kind of moving over to a Discord. We have a free channel. You know, our chat is just basically just kind of keeping ourselves updated. And it's gonna be more kind of like an informational Discord, not too much chat going on, only like during trade lounge. But I think for the most part, well, I haven't shared it just yet, Nico. I haven't shared it. I haven't finished a few things, but we'll share it in the WhatsApp. Okay. I want to get this live, by we have our Sundays class. I want to make sure that maybe by then we can get it. I want to run it with you guys for a week so we can find any errors, any improvements, any adjustments. So your feedback is going to be greatly appreciated. Maybe I create a inner circle feedback here. So you guys, hey, let's do this, let's add this, let's take this away. You know what? Let me just go ahead and do that right now. Beta feedback, something like that. Okay. And like these are privates. I am going to have a window opportunity of helping people join the inner circle, which then I'll give them, because obviously if you guys have the indicator now, the S&T boxes, I told you guys, you guys, were supporters from the beginning, or you're here because, you know, we have a good connection. And but I do want to give access to the indicator because it's helping. Obviously, it'll be a fee for them um, to get in, but then that's kind of the plan. It won't be cheap because the indicator is helping a lot. Kind of marking up the charts. But that'll be something that I'll either do independently. Maybe if they're part of the community of Yes or Yes Academy, maybe we can give them a better deal. But if you want to just have it independently and join the inner circle, that's going to be an option. But yeah, let me share this in the WhatsApp now, so you guys can have my the calendar. And this is basically, as of right now, this is just the inner circle calendar, right? Like for example, the Yes or Yes Academy does not have access. Regular members do not have access to the inner circle calls, right? All right, so all right, perfect. But that's that. Yeah. So last but not least, as Gold is still kind of dancing around. Yeah, if you're a paid member in the COC Live, let me log in right quick. All Central, yes. Yeah, and those things and I see those are little things that I need to put in there. Those things are like, hey, add the feedback and yeah. So yeah, if you're a paid member, obviously we have the English version and the Spanish version. To get access to the Spanish, you have to go to this one. To gain access to the English, you got to go here. But once you're in here, if you're a paid member, I believe all of these should be turned on except the mastermind if you didn't pay for the mastermind. But if you're a regular $97 member, you should have access to Forex English, invite your friends, and the optional affiliate marketing. Once you go to Forex English, right, all of these should be on. I do have another account that's like kind of like a like a side account that it's just I have it for just to check how things look. Yeah, this is a non-paying member view, right here. So if you go to Yes or Yes Academy, you see all of this is invite your friends and Forex English are the only two that are on. You go to Forex English and all of this is locked. So if you paid and this is locked, send me a message now directly, please. We got to fix this ASAP. Okay, it should not be like this. Now, if you paid and you do have all these on, but you don't have FIBO on your Telegram or your trading view, same thing. Message me again just to make sure. But yeah, so if you're a paid member, all of this should be turned on and FIBO should be on as well. Let me go back to my active subscription. So Forex English, and there it is. Okay. The basic is what's the free version of stuff. Introduce people to trading and so forth. Forex Plus is where we have the recordings. Yeah. Forex Plus is the recordings here are in the library. And all the recordings are right there. Okay. The live is how you get into the live scenario. And yeah, we're definitely hearing your input, guys, on the Vimeo stuff. We're reporting it back. See, we can if you haven't done so, do join the Telegram. Okay, from here, join the Telegram, the Yes or Yes trading Telegram, and then FIBO. Click on FIBO. Try to go this route. Activate. If your username is already there, right, you should have the FIBO paid, right? If not, we need to update that. But other than that, it should be there. And here goes some video tutorials on on FIBO. Okay, on FIBO there. But other than that, guys, those are the updates. By Sunday, I want to have this the Discord specifically. Okay, I want to have it ready ASAP. I may just start. Let me just work on a few little kinks here. I may go ahead and just start inviting you guys in here from the inner circle, and I'll trust you guys so we can kind of get some quicker feedback. Um, and we can go from there. But other than that, and we'll run it for about a week, maybe 10 days, clean up some things, kind of get used to a few things. And then from there we can make it live and then we'll share with the Telegram group that we have. And it just I'm in way too many telegrams, guys. I'm in a Yes or Yes Academy telegram. I'm in a Spanish telegram. We have the inner circle, and then we have my other telegram where the G Money Trading. And obviously I want to update as much as possible, and it's just too much. Um, and I would, some help would be needed. I know Dulce helps me out in from Spanish to English. When I share a chart in English, she forwards it over. So that's really, really helpful. But if we can find ways to streamline those things, guys, I think it just makes it easier for us to share the message as well, right? And then 40 what says yes. So, again though, right, guys, it's just, you don't need to follow a lot of people. Less is always more. I mean, these guys I'm only following because, I'm just giving them some credit. But once they're gone, I will remove them and just kind of have this one. This is an old Discord that I used to have, but that's no longer as active. But yeah, for the most part, it's just gonna be my Telegram and maybe some direct messages. Let's go see what gold is doing. And yeah, it's just testing our patience. Just testing our patience. Everything is bullish. Is just it's just testing our patience because that's what it likes to do. Any questions, comments, guys? Feel free to let me know right now. That are immediate. I did get some of your message now. I do appreciate those feedbacks that you guys suggested. Um, and other than that, we'll come back Sunday. We will come back Sunday for our Sunday studies. All right, but if nobody has anything, we'll close it out here and we'll go from there, guys. So thank you guys for being here. We will come back Sunday morning. You guys have the calendar there on the chat, and we'll go from there. Have a good one. Thank you. Oh, if this trade goes south or too much lower, I'll let the WhatsApp know and keep us updated. Have a good one. Thank you.